You said the Tenakth lands are far to the west. What can I expect to find between here and there?
Well, as I mentioned, you've got a stretch of wilderness known as No Man's Land, and then New Taru farmlands. Past that are the Tenakth. Their territory is split into 3 clans: Desert, Lowland, and Sky.
Right. I saw their banners at the embassy.
The Desert clan is closest. Ooh, vicious lot. Where everyone else sees an inhospitable wasteland, they see a challenge to dominate. Somewhere beyond the desert is the tribe's capital and the territories of the other 2 clans.
You don't sound certain.
I've only heard the stories. During the Red Raids, the Karja army tried to push into Tenakth territory, but the United Clans rose up against them, forced them all the way back to the Daunt.
So no one except the Tenakth really know what's beyond the desert.
Maybe the scholars do, back in Meridian. All those scrolls have to be filled with something, right?
You said there were others who went out when the gates were open before. Like who?
Well, in addition to the salvagers that just went through, there were a couple of other parties of Oseram delvers. Even saw 2 Karja scholars trekking southwest with an Oseram crew. Not sure if they're exceptionally brave or just foolhardy.
I'd need to be on my way.
Then I wish you luck. The gates will always be open to you should you wish to return. And don't worry about your friends. We'll get them patched up.
I appreciate it.
Sun watch over you, Aloy. I hope you find what you're looking for.
So, this is the Forbidden West. A whole new frontier to explore. The coordinates from the spires should lead to Silence and Hades. And just maybe, a backup of Gaia. It won't be easy out there. The Blight, the Storms, Regalla's machine riders. But I'll have to push through it all. Find a way to fix the world. Like Elizabeth would. It worked! It's taking over land out here, too. Something's going on at that camp.
Gotta make all Under Armours look like rusted buckets or scrap. You really think you can do that?
Karuf, come on! You know me. Have I ever given you anything less than perfection?
If it isn't the savior of Meridian, and of my very own operation. Laren, say hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You know, if it weren't for this one, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now. I was at Barren Light when the Tenakth attacked. Nasty business. But every codger in Oseram is thankful you drove him off.
So what are you doing out here?
Well, to hammer it plain, there's treasure in the West. Unclaimed scrap and ancient metal. And I've got a sturdy band of salvagers that's ready to take advantage. We'll buy any scrap you got. And if you're looking for machine parts, we've got the best in the West, guaranteed. And soon we'll be trading in more than just that. For too long, the West has been, well, forbidden. Dangerous. But what if I told you we could make an armor so tough, so infallible, that you'd never have to worry about survival out here again?
I'd be curious to take a look at it.
Of course you would. And that's why I've asked my most talented salvagers to find what they need to make that armor. Each of them will present their work to me. The best protection will go on sale to hunters, just like you.
Lucky me.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to back in Chainscrape. Larend can take care of you while I'm gone. Can't wait to see what you come up with, my boy.
Leave it to me. It'll blow all the others out of the forge.
You have got to help me.
What are you talking about?
The armor. I made a dozen versions of it, but none of them were good enough. And there are other crews further west. If they make better armor than mine, I can kiss that keg full of shards goodbye.
So you get a prize if Karif picks your armor?
A big one. And I finally have the perfect design. I just need the right parts, and fast. So maybe you'd be willing to pick up a contract and get them for me?
What would I be looking for?
Shell walker containers. Their plating's made to withstand a lot of damage. It'll make the perfect armor. I know it.
I think I can handle that.
Ah, thank the forge. All right. We scouted out a herd near here. Here's the contract. It'll tell you everything you need to know. You take the machines down. My people will pick up the containers.
I'll give this a closer look later. Thanks.
Counting on you, Aloy. Aloy, you managed to get those parts I asked for?
I'm working on it.
Good call. Make this armor work. I know I can.
I might want to read that contract before going on the hunt. Some kind of outpost. With pens. I need to find a way to get in there. I can scan the area to see what I'm up against. Machines, my focus to keep track of
that. Better check it out.
Steady, Aloy, steady. Okay, I'm in. I have to clear out this place before I can look around.
Battle at the embassy. Can't wait for more.
That's one half of the bridge. How to drop the other side? Pack's full, but my stash has room. Scanning the bridge with my focus might show me something. There. Bridge is down. Could use shock ammo against that machine. A lot of pens, not that many machines. Where'd they all go? Better check in that cave. Bristleback. It looks like it fell into a tunnel. So the rebels were keeping bristlebacks here. The machines fell into the tunnel, which must have collapsed as they ran further in. What if Ulvin's explosives created the sinkhole? I should head back to Chainscrape to let Javad know. Looks like the rebels have a cave in addition to those machine pens. Let's see what they're up to. Patrol the area.
Stop there!
I bet I can climb that wall there. Maybe find a way into the camp. This is here. I need to find whoever's in charge.
You shouldn't have done that!
I'll be ready when the battle calls.
Outlander's back. So you came back. To me! I'll take her down. Be ready! Let's go! Pile the thing!
Ah! closer, I think. That's all of them? Whoever's in charge. They're planning an attack on Barren Light. It's gotta be stopped.
Any sign yet?
I think one of these structures is a command center.
We gotta help them! No!
Let's see what you were planning on doing with all that blaze.
Loyal to Noct, hear me. I was told a soldier from this camp goaded one of the sons of Prometheus into an altercation. You would do well to remember that our allies are responsible for providing the machines that we shall ride to glory. The next fool who interferes with them will be eviscerated and left in the desert for carrion. There will be no second warning. Will that be sufficient?
Yeah, that should prevent your people from butting heads with mine. You have my thanks, Regala.
May our path lead to victory.
So Regala's not working alone. These sons of Prometheus gave her the ability to override machines. A map of the Daunt. Tracking movement in and out of Barren Light. With emphasis on the fort's weak points. They've been accumulating blaze. And from what I saw out there, enough to blow up something big. Not Barren Light. Make a hole big enough to fit an entire army. So Regala plans on invading the Sundan. At least when she gets an army big enough to do it. Good thing I blew up all that blaze. Barren Light should be safe. I should keep it. Eye out for more of these rebel camps. They're stirring up trouble. I need to find out more about these sons of Prometheus. Stop them from helping the rebels slaughter their own people. Not to mention the Karja. a signal for my focus. Tallneck. If I override it, I can get data on the surrounding area. That must be Plainsong, the Utaru tribe's home. Built on top of old satellite dishes. Looks like a satellite dish. If I can climb it, I should be able to reach that Tallneck easily enough. What is that? A power generator? There has to be a way up this thing. Get a good glide in. Console. No power though. Can't climb any higher, but it looks like this thing can rotate. If I can figure out a way to turn the power back on, I'll be able to move things around and find a way up. have generated power at some point. It's dead now. Power cell. Disconnected from the main power line. This should get that generator below the dish going. There's the generator. Bet this power cell can get it running. Power's back. I should check that console I found earlier. Let's see what this thing does. in the right spot. Looks like I might need to glide onto the tall neck. Just gotta time it right. There we go. Time
Savior of Meridian? Well, I've got some news for you. I heard there's a cauldron southwest of here, and I thought about taking a peek. But with these old legs, if any machines stumbled out, I'd be a goner.
You'd better stay away then. A cauldron to the southwest. It probably has machine overrides I could use.
Careful, Outlander. These
Turn
fields
back,
of rock
Outlander.
with blood.
Stone's Echo is for Utaru only.
Guess I'm not getting in there. Looks like the coordinates Silence gave to match that wreckage. Did he install Hades on another Titan? This is it. Location of the coordinates I scanned from the spire. A workshop underneath a dead Horus Titan. Just the kind of place Silence would slink away to. But what was he doing here? That device is blinking. I guess Silence wants me to check it out.
Aloy, consider this message a beacon to help guide you out of the fog of ignorance. Using explosives, I've detached the processing orb from the Titan overhead, a perfect cage for our mutual friend, Hades, in order to render it cooperative. Tell her what we've discussed about the mysterious signal that gave you life. Back to that, are you? Perhaps you need a reminder that you have failed. So you see, Aloy, Gaia can be safely rebooted. As for where to find a backup, well, you'll need to trot along after me to find out.
He thinks he's got it all figured out. Bastard. And I guess there's only one way to find out where he moved the orb. Might be worth looking around more first. It's some kind of log. Most of it's redacted. It looks like Silence put a lot of work into forcing Hades to talk. Better see where this trail leads. So here I am, following along after Silence like a fool. After he tricked me by rigging his lance to steal Hades. A crazy AI that wants to kill everything. He could have do the same thing straight. I'd have to put up with more of a self-righteous bull. Silence must be pretty confident he's found a backup of Gaia, but how? Every place I've checked, every lead, they've all been dead ends. All backups purged. So what did Hades tell him? Merchant. Didn't expect to see anyone else out here. It might be handy to resupply. My
Oh
focus
there!
is detecting some kind
What's
of
Honora doing this far west? No matter, no matter. I can get you stocked up for the wild.
Looks like the trail goes into the hillside. A ruin. Okay. Let's see where this goes. I guess Silence used that machine to haul his prize. That must be the orb Silence stuck Hades in. And that door. Looks like a Pharaoh facility. Or Zero Dawn? Come on, Hades. You still in there? Hades? Is that you?
System threat detected.
You don't look so good.
You are the Aloy. Come to destroy me.
Yes. Permanently this time. Even like this, you're a threat to Gaia. Once I resurrect her.
So you have not yet secured Gaia back up. Then Gaia is dead. Earth and you too. Despite malfunctions, I have won.
Silence asked you where to find a backup of Gaia?
Data era memory structures disintegrated.
Right. Because that would have been easy. What did Silence do to you, Hades? It's like you've been hollowed out.
Silence interrogated me.
And what did you tell him?
Data era memory structures disintegrated.
You don't remember any of it?
I remember you.
What, like me beating you at the Spire? Okay, that's not going anywhere. When the mysterious signal transformed you, it made Gaia's other subordinate functions conscious too. You escaped when Gaia destroyed herself, but so did they. Where did they go?
Each function migrated to coordinates based on data era memory structures disintegrated.
who knows where, doing who knows what. Hephaestus kills thousands every year with the combat machines it keeps making. And you nearly ended the world. 7 more functions out there, cooking up trouble. It's not a happy thought.
You are unhappy. Good.
Anyone ever tell you you've got a great personality, Hades?
Sarcasm detected.
Yeah, didn't think so. Sylens questioned you about the mysterious signal. The one that woke you, gave you consciousness. Who sent it?
Signal transmitted by Masters.
And who are they?
Masters woke me to destroy earthly life.
Who would want that?
Data era memory structures disintegrated.
Do you know where Sylens went?
No. He departed 12.8 days ago. Perhaps he... Data era behavior prediction structures disintegrated.
So you don't know anything more than I do. Great. Do you know why Sylens dragged you to these ruins?
Silence intended you find me here.
Obviously. But why? What was this place?
Location is square. Data era memory structures disintegrated. My deathbed. He called it my grave.
But you... I guess I'll find out when I go inside. Enough. It's time to finish this.
Does Aloy still think she can restore Gaia? Save life on Earth?
Yeah, Aloy does.
Then you are deluded. Extinction inevitable.
What would you know, Hades? Twice you tried to destroy life on Earth, and twice you failed. The only extinction you ever brought about is your own. And there's no tricked-out lands to save you this time.
You are incorrect. 3 times Hades extinguished life.
What? You remember this?
Yes. Data intact. Non-viable biospheres aborted in years 2154, 2161, 2168.
So, that's centuries ago. It's what you were designed to do.
Current biosphere is version 5. There will be no version 6.
There won't need to be. I'm saving this one.
Master override armed. To activate, state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime.
Extinction.
Master override activated. Purging extinction protocol.
Aloy, I see you've dealt with Hades.
Yeah. Think maybe you can stay dead this time?
It will. You can trust.
Trust?
Yes. Trust. As in, since I did what you could never do, and extracted all of Hades' priceless knowledge, you can trust that I was willing to actually let you destroy it this time.
So back to holograms instead of face-to-face? What, afraid I'd stab you or something?
There's a reason
I'm using the same spyware. I see, so... all those times I called, you could have just answered? But I guess you just prefer to go on spying all this time.
My world stopped revolving around you months ago, Aloy. I've had work to do. Countless hours of research, as demanding and time-intensive as it has been critical to the fate of this planet.
Right, of course. You're just trying to save the world, too.
That's right. The difference, of course, is that unlike you, I've produced results.
Did you find a backup of Gaia or not?
Oh, yes. I believe I did.
Where?
Voila. Why do you think I summoned you here? Behind that gene-locked hatch lie the ruins of the ancient facility where the Hades extinction protocol was perfected. A testing process that ran hundreds of trials, each of them using a backup of Gaia.
Hades told you this?
It took some convincing, but yes. So, are you ready to go get what you've been searching for the last 6 months? Or are you just going to stand there with your mouth open?
You mentioned you've been busy.
Exceptionally busy.
But not so busy you couldn't teach Tenakth rebels to override machines, ride them as mounts.
Aloy, the only issue you should be concerned about is obtaining a Gaia backup. Perhaps if you focused more, you might actually see results.
That's not exactly a denial, Silence.
Take it any way you want.
Just to confirm, Hades said that there are backups of Gaia in there.
Yes. Or were anyway. 1,000 years ago.
Backups that didn't get purged when Ted Faro wiped every copy of Apollo.
Correct. According to Hades, this facility could not be accessed by remote signal. Not even Ted Faro could touch the data here.
Backups. Data complete, Gaia and her subordinate functions. Everything needed to reboot the system. Restore control over the terraforming system, save life on Earth. And there.
So Hades said. So what are you waiting for?
Did Hades reveal the source of the mysterious signal? The one that woke it, tried to destroy life on Earth?
Yes, it did.
Care to share?
In due time. First things first, Aloy. Last I checked, you still had a super-intelligent AI named Gaia to reboot.
Yeah. The same Gaia who had to destroy herself 20 years ago because of the signal?
It stopped being transmitted years ago. It's no longer a threat.
What if it repeats?
It won't. Even if it did, well... The details are complicated, but the signal required Hades to take effect. Delete Hades from any backup you reboot, and Gaia's safe. Now stop wasting time. Go get a backup.
All right. I'll search the facility for a Gaia backup. But just to be clear, Silence, if this ends up being another one of your tricks...
It's a gene-locked hatch, Aloy. You're literally the only person who can open it. How could I set a trap inside?
Trick me again, Silence, and our next conversation will be face-to-face. Though you won't have much to say, on account of my spear being buried in your throat.
Aloy, thanks to me, everything you've desired, everything you've been fumbling about, unable to achieve for 6 months, is now within your grasp. Now, I know you didn't learn much about manners growing up a Nora outcast. But in a situation like this, you say, thank you, and I say, you're welcome.
Hold for identity scan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Soka. Please step inside. Please step inside. Please step inside.
Are you kidding me?
I think we're in luck.
In luck? The door is completely messed up.
Obviously. But despite the malfunction, you can still get through. If you'll be patient for a while longer. See those crystals there? The Osram call them Fire Gleam. They're combustible. Not nearly powerful enough to blast through a door like that.
But maybe just enough to jolt it open a bit more.
Exactly. It will only work with an igniter. I'm sending you the schematics now. To build it, you'll need some machine parts and the oil from a kindleweed plant. That only grows underwater, but you should be able to find some in the nearby lake. The parts are more complicated. You'll need a spark coil from within a Leap Lasher's power cell. Remove the power cell before you kill the machine, or else it'll break.
Got it. Looks like I already have everything I need for the igniter. Now I just need to build this thing.
There's a workbench near the entrance to the facility.
From your time tinkering with Hades?
Tinkering? More like extracting invaluable data.
There. Should be able to use this to blow up that fire flame now.
Indeed. A useful combination. It's how I detached the processing orb from the horse in the first place.
Great.
I'd step back if I were you.
Finally. I think I'm in.
Then by all means, proceed.
Bet I could use this igniter if I find more places with fire gleam.
Focus on the task at hand, Aloy.
That symbol... You said this is where Hades was tested?
A proving lab. A pit for the trial and error of destruction and rebirth.